Oh my god, that has quite some processing. Okay, and let's go through individual plugins on the channel for the vocals. Okay, first thing that we have here is distressor. I have probably said it a lot of times, like I love this compressor.
I wonder what it feels like being perfect, being just right.
I think you can hear what I'm talking about.
I wonder what it feels like being perfect, being just right.
So sick. Then we have Gamma Dopamine, just to give a boost on the highs and kind of de-acid at the same time.
I wonder what it feels like being perfect, being just right.
Dramatic difference to
Can't
me.
say I haven't tried, but I always end up losing.
Then we have Real Life. Multiple times I definitely talked about Analog Obsession. Go check his Patreon. Dude is phenomenally talented.
I wonder what it feels like being perfect, being just right.
It's just boosting all of the lows and highs a little bit and ducking some of the mids. Okay, then we have Black Box.
I wonder what it feels like being perfect, being just right.
Just the saturation to add some more harmonics into the lead vocal. And then we have EQ, pretty dramatic cut on 86 hertz, basically kill all the lows, and then
I wonder what it feels like.
kind of like getting rid of the mod on the vocals that it's like it doesn't need to be there, working in dynamic mode.
I wonder.
And also like some of the mod in mid frequencies.
Can't say I haven't tried, but I always end up losing my mind.
The kickstart definitely automated, I'm pretty sure, for the drop, but only goes to just 40%. Okay, moving next, what we have here. Yeah, so I wanted to have some sort of build up in the vocals, but I don't think I have like that many ad libs and harmonies to work through to work with, so I just made them myself. So like when the thing goes from the verse to the pre, it represents the new element to the vocals, and it's more of a like just kind of underbody thing.
Here I go again. No, I can't take back what I'm about to say.
So it does add a lot of body. In terms of the processing on this channel, let's take a look. Yeah, Little Outer Boy is doing most of the job here. Then we have OTT next in the channel. Just multi-band squashing, classic Ableton move. Then we have Microshift. Then we go into Primal Tab.
Here I go again. No.
It's just for the purposes of like spacing it out even more and not being like in your face, but be somewhere in the background. Then we have a spectral blur, just for this little things, and a little bit of erosion on the top. It's like add a little bit of a sand, kind of like crispness on, it's like on a high frequency. That was one of the biggest challenges with the pre that I had. Then we have that little thing. Just one of the fills that I was talking about, because the vocal, like the lead vocals, is pretty dry, and I want to keep it this way. So I did all this little delay, reverb, B kind of things.
Just right.
Yeah, that's about it. Everything goes in a vocal bus, but I have literally nothing on the vocal bus. It was mostly the processing on the lead vocals. First thing that I have here is original stems that I got from Angel Boys, and I had to. I really like the sound of the bass that they have for the breakdown. So what I had to do is just to basically pitch every single part. I'm just gonna play it for you, and then you can, and then I can explain what I did with it. I think the easiest way of explaining it would be just to play original stem. So what's going on here, I just manually pitched all of the pieces that I needed to pitch in order to have the new root note for the harmony that I made for this remode. Moving up next, we have the main bass. There are basically two sounds. The first one is this one, as your sub bass, more of a like plucky bass guitar, and the saw. Since it's processing nothing, yeah, this is very light chain for me. There's a bunch of the, I think it's like pretty moderate compression. Oh no. Yeah, just taking out like 5 dBs because the, you know, it's pretty loud bass, and taking out like some mid-high frequencies so they don't clash with the chords and with the leads as well. Then up to the next sound, we have just mid bass, really. Yeah, cut about like 150 hertz, so it doesn't clash with the main bass. And again, just taking out like 340 dBs with the compressor and making sure it's like it's controlling the picks and nothing is like pops out too crazy. This one, yeah, the same thing. Got on a 170 hertz, pretty dramatic side chain, but it's just to make sure that the bass has like all of the body power to it. And the last one, yeah, this one is just pitched up 7 semitones just to create the, you know, extra harmony on the top. Right. A bit of a reverb, and then I'm gonna be pretty sure, yeah, very dramatic cut on like all the lows. So again, it's like it doesn't go in a way of the main bass, which actually drives you know, entire track. And then we have a little bit of a Yeah, I think like those were original stems, and I just kind of like cut out the pieces that I liked. Yeah, those like very cool bass fills. Yeah. So that's how this bass sounds all together. And by the way, it's like most of the main bass is Serum. The mid bass and like the high bass, they are all silent. So let's turn off all the bass bus stuff so you can hear it without anything. So what we have here, first thing in a bus chain is utility plugin that makes anything below like 200 hertz a mono. Then we have Saturn, just to glue things together. Clean tube, 16% drive, nothing crazy. What was crazy is this plugin, the Pro Audio DSP DSM version 3. It does most of the job. Insane plugin. Then there's a reverb in a chain, just for automations, before the drop, after the drop. Then I think I had a BX meter just to make sure that there is no correlation and nothing is out of phase. As you see, it's not. And you know, high pass, low pass filter. Just doing build ups before the drop and get outs after the drop. And that is the bass. What we have here, this is the instrumental bus, basically piano. That's a keyscape, cinematic. That's how piano sound with no processing on a channel. With everything turned on. But there was a piano also. Like there's a bunch of the automation, like auto filter, simple thing. Also when the bass starts to play in the hook part, pretty aggressive cut on 90 hertz, so it doesn't stay in a way of the bass that is playing at the same time. And the automation on a delay, which was kind of for me important. So there is no delay tail in here. Then we have Omnisphere. Yeah, it's more of a atmospheric pad. Kind of varies, like the texture of the pad is very close to the actual orchestra choir. Not quite there, but almost there. And in terms of the processing, we have, let me turn everything off so you can hear it dry. So first in the list, again, the compression, just take out some picks. Probably hits about like -3 dBs, the tops. Not even that. Yeah, basically it's like it barely touches 3 dB, -3 dBs. Then OTT, multi-band compression, automation. Some EQ, relive, give the vocals a little bit of a high frequency boost. Then SSL Fusion as a saturation plugin. Again, high pass, low pass filter, and right in the end, track spacer. I talked about it many times. It's basically just ducking to the vocals all the time. Cause when I lose myself, I lose control. My head goes toxic. One thing that you should know, same drill. Then there's a bunch of original stems. I think I'm just gonna okay. I really like the texture of that piano, and that's the reason why I wanted to have it in the Remode. Yeah, I had to find the right samples from original stem just to fit this weird harmony that I came up with. Yeah, there was a lot of cutting in, cutting out, because that's how it sounds in original stem. In terms of processing, what we have on the channel, OTT, delay and reverb. I mean, all of the inbuilt Ableton stuff, so nothing crazy. And then there's, I'm pretty sure there's a beautiful Atmo audio stem from original mix. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. I didn't even touch it. There's literally nothing on the channel, so I just loved it that much. Then original stem, original guitar stem. Oh my god, that has quite some processing. Okay, I'm just gonna play it without. I'm just gonna play with everything and then without anything. Okay, here's no processing. Okay, what we have here is Fazzo, which I love in a lot of instances, especially on some like live instruments like guitar or bass guitars. Makes huge difference. Then saturation, just give it a little bit more harmonics. Gem dopamine, which just emphasize like this kind of like mid high and high range a little bit more. Another well, that's the stereo image, just to make sure that the guitar sounds a little bit wider than it is in original form. Pro Q, got on 80 hertz, and then dynamic dip on 300 hertz again, for purposes of the vocals being present in the mix. Black box, analog, design. Just a little, like a little bit more saturation, like on the lows. Then a little bit of a delay. It's like very subtle, very, very subtle. Auto filter for automation purposes. A little bit of a reverb. Sidechain, another reverb that been automated for the purposes of going through one phase to another phase of the track, and more high pass, low pass filtering for the same purposes. So that's the guitars, and then there's some orchestra part, again from Original Stems. I think that's so cool. Kind of, again, it's like I needed to chop it in a way so it works with the new harmony that I came up with for this remode. And the last part in instrumental bus, I think, is this one, Shrinks. Okay, and if we play everything together. Yeah, that's the instrumental bus. It's literally do all the job for carrying the vocal all the way from the beginning of the track to the drop. And that part was so important to me, and that's the reason why there's so many cuts and there's so many like additional instruments, just because I really wanted to emphasize the beautiness of the vocals and making sure that it just shines through the mix. And you know, the instrumental bus, just everything that it does is just support it as a good parent. Okay, kick, that's gonna be simple, like kicking the drums, or kick the drums on a effects bus. It's usually the most simple one. I'm pretty sure that's from Dennis Coyle. Yeah, and it just have UAD that boosting up 60 hertz. That's everything that it does. Just boosting at 60 hertz. Original kick for for the second pre. It has a little bit more processing, but again, not that much of a difference. Yeah, so it's basically, it's boosting 30 hertz and a little, you know, it's like taking out some of those boosted frequencies. Yeah, that's about it. That's the kick. Drum bus, it does have some of the original stems, and yeah, let's just play it. See what's gonna happen. That's the original drums. I love those fills, like the orchestra fills. So sick. So sick. Then we're going to breakdown. Cashmere, obviously. Oh, the crowd chant thing was pretty cool. I think that's the one. It's actually adds a lot to the track if you listen all together. Basically, the trick here was to do what the crash or white noise does for the drop, but do it with organic and natural sound, which is the crowd sound. Again, it's like, obviously it's dug down, it's sidechain, but it has like all the, you know, cool changing things, and it's like the phasing goes a little bit like on and off, and it changes the band in. I don't know, I just find it fascinating. Going to the rest of the drums. That's the original part. Some claps with Alpha 2 and Q3. Yeah, I don't think it's like the drums were so difficult. It is like not that many there's not that many challenges with the drum, because the most driving instrument for the drop was the bass and the kick and the lead and the sidechain chords. So it's more about the actual instruments rather than, you know, the percussions, hi-hats. It needs to be the kick that is an anchor for the tempo, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. Like, drums are super easy in here. More claps. Basically, I would even say there's no drums in this track. Kinda. A fixed bass. That's original stem for effects. I didn't really think it's like those needed to be replaced. Sounds fine as it is. The riser is pretty cool. Needs cowbell. No, it doesn't. And actually, the effect original stem has already claps in there. I forgot about that. Yeah, so I just decided to keep it. I beefed it up with a bunch of the, you know, bunch of the white noise crashes type. Nothing out of the ordinary, basically. Let's listen to this. Nothing crazy. That's about it, my friends. That was a breakdown of ANG, the ones we love, ARTY Remode.